and it's going to continue and grow bigger.
Okay, I hear you. But real quick, I have one of my colleagues, IB Bembako, is on the ground. He's at the Osu Castle, and the grand ceremony, the grand opening is about to start. So let's link up with him real quick and see what is happening. I'm excited.
Was happening live from the Castle Gardens, and we are here. You can see the setup behind me that they are ready for the film screening. Now, the film screening is going to be short films and documentary or docuseries that actually tell the story of the abolishment of slavery and also how Chale Wote has come thus far. 13 years, they have been consistent. They have been making sure that they are giving you all the arts, all the beautiful artistry, and also culture being spoken on the Jamestown street. But this year, it has flip-flopped to the Osu Township itself. Well, I told you this morning that we're going to have a procession this afternoon. So I have seen a lot of people coming in all cladded in white and gearing up for the walk that is going to start from here through to the Osu Township, and then probably will end up here. We're going to be talking to one of the main brains behind the Chale Wote Festival, who has been active since its inception in 2011 for all the 13 years. But like you can see behind me, all the exhibitors are really set. All the arts have been mounted, and still some are being mounted. So, and the films is going to also start screening when we come back from the walk. But the very essence of the walk, the importance, the significance of this walk, I will be letting you in very shortly. My name is Ibrahim Benbako, and I'm the one going to take you through all the possession, all the walk, and I'm not going to be doing it alone. I have my other colleagues, but let's have Anio Sabute, who is the one of the brains behind Chale Wote. Ani,
hi.
Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm good.
I can see you're ready for the possession.
I look like an angel, you know. You know.
Now, first off, what is the significance of this walk to Chale Wote?
You know, like every year since 13 years ago, we've always walked to. It's a day of remembrance. It reminds us of the journey that ancestors made into the final journey on the stretch. So some of these things are reminders of that. Walk through the principal street of in the previous years where we were, and today we're going to do the same thing. It's not different from what we have done over the years. There will be the traditional rites performed, and then walk through from here. From the castle, we walk through some important streets of Osu, and then we'll come back here, and then the opening ceremony will take place. So for us, it's a very spiritual exercise. It means a lot to people, especially for our friends from the diaspora. It means a lot to them who have somewhat were disconnected from their culture, their language, and their identity. You know, they feel like this somewhat brings them closer to what they've been longing for decades or centuries. Yeah.
Now, everybody's supposed to be in white, either all white or you have to have a touch of white. Why the importance of the white?
White is victory. White is everything, right? White means a lot to people. It's just that today, and for us in African settings, when people go to war and they come out, you know, they sprinkle powder on them. And powder is not blue, it's not green or whatever, but it's a white powder. And for us, it's a victory, it's empowerment, it's a reminder that slavery or human enslavement did not end because the slave master was willing to give them, but people fought and they rebelled. And in the process of rebelling, some died, some also stayed. So those who came back, you have to welcome them and let them know that you believe in their victory. Yeah.
Well, I know that there's going to be some movie screening here, some documentary screening, but before we come there, tell me some of the activities that are going to be part of this walk. I know it's not just a walk, there are going to be some activities when you get to some places. What are some of these activities?
So there'll be pause and walk, as I want to describe it. We'll pause, we'll engage in, we pay homage to ancestors, our forebears, both those who were enslaved and those who stayed and they died and all of them. We remember them. There will be traditional priests leading us throughout the procession. For example, you see some of them with green leaves, what in Ghana we call nyanyina. It's an important part of our culture and our being as Gadangwe was Africans. You see a lot of people dropping that, and at some vantage point that we have designated, there'll be libation to just say thank you also for the festival itself, because our prayer is that throughout the process, people will come and they'll feel very secure, they'll feel safe, and nothing untoward will happen to them. So there'll be prayer for safe journey for people who are coming from different parts of the world. Remember that we are having people as far as Brazil coming to the festival, and we pray that all of them get to their destination. So the prayers will also involve that process, as well as people like yourself who are here, that by the time the festival is done, whatever that is dear to your heart, you make it happen. So it's not just a procession that we walk, but it's an important spiritual journey for all of us. Yeah.
Well, we promised you a complete coverage and total coverage of the Chale Festival, and we started here this morning. If you just tune on, this is Joy Prime, the only channel that is giving you the ultimate experience and also the total coverage of what will be happening. Very shortly, we'll start the procession, but when we come back here, we're going to be having some movie screening as part of the activities. What kind of films are you going to be showing?
Mind-blowing ones. Sometimes people say that Chale guys are very difficult trying to let out information, and that is how it has always been, because it's called make-believe. It's the mystery behind what we do. Use the mind, create, keep people in suspense, let them come, watch, and give their own verdict. So we'll keep that as a secret, and that is one of our major weapons.
Okay. And what other activities are marked for tonight when we come back to the castle for the possession, from the possession? Sorry.
So when we come here is the opening ceremony. There'll be brief speeches, but there'll be meet and greet, there'll be drinks, there'll be a lot of networks, and as you've seen, some of the artists have exhibited their work, and the work stretches all the way from this side, far and there. People are free to interact with the works because officially everything is open. We'll have a movie screening. There'll be a lot of activities afterwards. It's all about networking here.
So it's all about networking, and as of now, I want you to network with me because I want us to move towards, the screening, because there are a few other, artisans who are artists who have exhibited their work. So I want us just to move towards them. But yes, you're telling me about the movies, and you're telling me that it is one of your secrets that you're wooing people here with. But how many do you intend to show? Let's just...
Well, quite a lot more, because throughout the week from today till Friday, there'll be movie here, and then on Friday we move straight up to the drama studio for Sutherland Drama Studio at Legon. The Lolodu will be screening a storytelling poetry project there, and everybody's welcome to see that as well. And then a Saturday, Sunday is when everything you see here will be virtually open to the public, because people see that as when people come out. And one of the beautiful things that's going to happen is that we have one of our artists. She has 100 feet drip of gas symbols. And a lot of people don't know that. People may know, but if you are not so much in tune with Gadangwe culture, you think that we don't have symbols. Okay. But she's going to exhibit that, and she will be there to explain the absolutely artistic pieces. Every single work has a meaning. We have when you go back to the field, you see amazing work that reflects the theme. There's one lady called Charity. Charity's works talks about women. She's arguably the only female in our midst, giving it hard to the guys. And her work is amazing. It's mind-blowing. It challenges the thought and creativity about how unique the artist to the mind of the human being.
Well, if you were with us this morning, we spoke with Charity. We saw one of her works, and Ani has also just been talking about Charity. So it means that indeed she is a force to reckon with. So there are going to be lots of activities from now till Friday. When Friday is when we are going to the Independence Square. That is where all the people will come. But run me through some of the other activities for the rest of the days.
So the rest of the days, eventually to be film screening, we'll be having workshops as well. We have amazing photographers from abroad and local home who will be coming to interact with some of our local people here. We have a guy from South Africa. We have our friend Carton is a photographer as well. He'll be sharing his knowledge, with the rest of the team. So for us, it's not just come watch movie, come do this and stuff like that, but also build the knowledge space within the art ecosystem. So that's basically what we'll be doing. Yeah.
Magneto Motherland.
Magneto Motherland.
How did you people come by the theme for this year? And what are you trying to project out there with the theme?
Magneto is an attribute to the what we call the superhero things. So for example, we just want to celebrate the unique attribute of us as Africans. That every year we've come with different themes, and people wonder, where do you guys dream some of these things from? But it tells you that it comes through creative process. Chale starts right from the day it ends for the next year project. Okay. So that is when a lot of themes will come up, and we'll debate, we'll have conversations, and then at some point we settle on one, that this is what is right. Let's jump with it. Magneto Motherland. It's about celebration, it's about empowerment, it's about can-do spirit, it's about everything. It encompasses virtually everything about what we can do as a people. I mean, today I was telling somebody that when we're growing up, if you are a visual artist or you are not, quote unquote, in the space of the sciences, the general science, you are seen as a failure or something like that.
You're a total cast out.
Absolutely. But today, you can see that it has changed. And I remember, and again to this, one of my friends called me and he said, he remembers when this whole Chale idea came up and we started talking about it. People thought it's just going to collapse. It's not going to happen. But today, a lot of people are very empowered through Chale platforms. We have most of our products from Chale system who are today exhibiting their works in LA, in London, and things like that. And some of them are running their own galleries. For us, to use the space for young people who do not have the budget. You see, most of these people, they are young people, they are coming up. Some are still in school, but they have amazing work. I mean, they can't go to the expensive hotels and exhibit their works where they have to pay thousands of dollars. So this is their safe space. When they come, they make their name. And for us, we are thankful to all those people. But like a school, we continue to graduate them. So this year, people ask me, what are some of the works they're going to see? You've seen some of the beautiful works and even the interpretation of the pieces. We have amazing works that have never been seen anywhere. There's a chap I was talking to. His work is down there. At some point, I'll let you into that. Well, you will marvel.
I've been privy to some artworks which we have not featured yet. There's this young boy who says he draws with fire. But before we get into that, don't forget that you are live on Joy Prime, and you should be following us on all our social media platforms. That is Hits FM, Joy Prime, Joy Entertainment, JoyNews, Joy 99.7 FM, and we are going to be bringing you up to the teeth coverage of what is happening here. Now let's talk about the artists. Before they even come out with their works, or when you conceived the theme, did you meet all of them to give them the understanding of the theme and what you're looking at them portraying at this exhibition?
Exactly. These are some of the guys that we've been working with over the years. Mancha has a personal project that he works with these guys over the years. So every painting, every piece of work must reflect the theme. So that's how they've all worked towards. And I can tell you that the works reflect that, and when you meet them, they'll be able to let you into some of the works. Like you spoke to Charity, and I can't stop mentioning Charity because Charity is amazing. I encountered Charity somewhere last year in Adan, and I saw her works, and I was blown by it. And I'm so glad that when I came here, even in the rain, she was standing there with one chap called Wote, and they were working. And Wote is another guy whose work will blow you, off your feet.
Hold it there. We'll still come back. Okay, so we are going to be crossing over to the studio where Chale is in the studio waiting for us. But now this is what is happening here. I mean, like I keep telling you, very soon we'll start the possession, we'll start the walk that we're going to be bringing you the live feed. But for now, you can take it off.
And a big thank you going out to IB, and he spoke to Ani Osabute. Now, Ani is one person that's been championing everything art and writing and pushing the Ghana agenda, and I'm so proud of him. Now, you heard for yourself, there's going to be movie screenings. The art pieces, did you see them? They are just incredible. I'm totally in love. If you love art, this is the place you need to be. Pick up a few art pieces, put them in your house. So many amazing things. It's a photography sessions for me. I want to be a photographer. It's somewhere in my next life, so don't worry about that. But welcome if you just joined us. This is Joy Prime. It's a special coverage of the 13th annual Chale Wote Street Art Festival, and it's happening today. Today's an opening ceremony all the way to 27th of this month, August. It's going to be incredible. So many things that has been lined up for you. The procession is going to start soon. I'm here with Nita Ekutegu. He was there at the beginning, the inception of the Chale Wote Festival. Quite incredible things that he's telling us about. Now, but before I have a conversation with Nita Eku, my colleague Maya is ready and she's standing by to give us more information. You can't get enough of this. It's just amazing. Let's take a listen to it.
Hello. Hey, wait, Kayo.
There.
Yeah, and we are still here at the Osu Castle, and we're waiting for the procession of this year's Chale Wote Street Art Festival to begin. But of course, we put together a report that tells you the 3 things or the reasons why you should be at the Chale Wote Street Art Festival this year. So let's take a look at it. It's few days to the biggest carnival in Ghana, the Chale Wote Street Art Festival. And as you may be well aware, this year's edition is flip-flopping to Osu. For first-timers and lovers of Chale Wote Street Art Festival, here are 3 things to expect. It will definitely be bigger than the previous editions because the new venue, that's the Black Star Square, provides ample space for all the activities and patrons.
From the Independence Square all the way into the Osu Township. So we are talking about the Agric Extension building where the High Court complex is, all the way down into the Independence Square, into the Osu Castle, into the Osu community, all the way down to Oxford Street.
The Street Art Carnival will also feature open-air mural exhibitions by leading Ghanaian and international artists showing work inspired by the rebellion of enslaved Afro-Brazilians in 1835, Salvador Bahia, and their glorious return to present-day Ghana, Togo, and Nigeria. Yes, expect the best comprehensive coverage from Joy Prime, Joy FM, JoyNews, and Hits FM. We are large and in charge on TV, radio, social media, and on grounds. There will be in-depth and exciting discussions before, during, and after the event with up-to-speed updates on our social media platforms. So catch all the fun. I don't even know where to start from, but looking at this art here, and upon you listening to or watching that report, then you know that you really need to be here. And upon seeing this too, you really need to be here. We're going to find out from Edward, who is the main brain behind this. He's going to tell us what inspired this and what he made with this. So Edward, you tell us what you made with this we're seeing, and then what is it really about?
Okay, let me say it's about truck movement. I actually got the inspiration from the people on the street. These people are really there, very energetic. They have what it takes to work, which the government can actually channel that into something more productive than what they are doing currently. So I created this to throw light on what they are doing so that the government will give them some attention. Exactly. And then I used silicone for the skin. Before the silicone, it was acrylic paint. Now the silicone is to signify our strength and how flexible we are. Exactly. So I actually made this to help the streets. There are so many boys over there we can actually pay attention to, so they end up doing something more productive to the nation.
All right, I'm seeing another painting behind it that looks like a silhouette. Tell me about it. What is it also representing?
Okay, this is the shadow, and you know, shadow means a whole lot of things. It's actually to show them, it's to make them know who they are. They sometimes forget themselves. They don't know what exactly or how to come out with what they have in them. You know, sometimes you have something in you. You have to see it on the wall. Sometimes when you look in the mirror, you see it. You see yourself. You see something in your eyes. Sometimes too, when you look on the wall and there is your shadow there, there is some confidence that come up in you. So there's a whole lot that the shadow alone can tell any other person that sees is on the wall.
All right. Is there any belief behind this painting you've done? I mean, is there any spiritual belief?
Oh, okay. We blacks, we are, let me say, we are supernatural. We are supernatural. You can't take that away from us. Sometimes we don't even realize it. But when you see this, the magneto, we are living in the magneto motherland. So it has something to do with my work. Anytime I'm drawing, I sometimes communicate with them. When I get to the studio, I sometimes greet them. I believe it's something that has supernatural spirit in it. So I feel like I communicate with my works in the studio. That's what I do. So there is something in this. It's not just an art. You don't see any art as an art. First, I draw for the beauty of it. But I stopped because I feel like I'm getting into it. Sometimes I draw and I feel like I'm into what I'm doing. So I have to put myself in it. I communicate with it. That alone boosts my morale and my energy in whatever piece of art that I'm doing.
All right. One thing that is also fascinating about your art is the eye. What did you use for it? And why is it popping out so boldly?
I actually used pebble. Now the pebble is to tell these boys on the street that they have something in their mind which actually comes out through their eye. So you see, you try to think of how to make something out of it. We have so many raw materials here in Ghana, and the only thing we sometimes see only, but we don't link it to our brain. So the eye alone is to tell you, is to signify something that you should go around, find raw materials and make something productive out of it.
Are you inspired by Black Panther?
Oh yeah, I actually watched the movie. I love anything about black.
I see.
I got inspired by Black Panther too. You know, sometimes they talk about the story of blacks, so anything about it inspires me. I have works that has something to do with Black Panther too.
Well, and another thing, your painting is on a track. And this is not the only painting you have here. There's another one then, it's also on a track. What is the connection between your paintings and you putting them on a track?
Okay, so sometimes they have this they use to carry goods from one place to the other. They don't know what exactly this is. I actually worked with my grandmother. She used to sell kinky, and we normally use this truck to carry food stuff from one place to the other. Sometimes when we have to go and then put the food on the roadside, we put it on the truck. I've been doing this for a couple of years when I was a kid. It was just recently that I realized that even the truck is a frame for me to put an artwork inside to communicate to the street boys. Yeah.
Right. Very interesting. But we'll cross over to IB and then he'd also tell us what's happening at his end.
Okay, yes, Maya, thank you very much. And it's a beautiful artwork you have here. Well, I have a surprise here. She was not someone I was looking to see in here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Okay, so you being in this outfit should tell me that you're ready for the possessional walk.
Yes, I am.
Have you ever experienced it, or this is your first?
No, it's my first time.
What is actually pushing you to want to be part of it?
Because I know it's spiritual and it's a way of honoring our ancestors and asking permission, and I want to learn. That's why I'm here.
I've followed you for some time now. You seem to be very spiritual.
Oh yeah, spiritual is who we are. It's nice if you understand it. It's refreshing. It's a feeling. I don't know how to break it down, but it's amazing.
Okay, and I'm sure you have followed Chale. Have you experienced Chale? Not
fully. I always come to make money and go.
Make money how?
Like bring my restaurant here or bring some African pieces to sell. But this time around, and I also come to perform. Okay. But this time around, I'm just coming to experience it. So I'm not selling anything.
So not
performing.
Not even on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You are not bringing your restaurant here.
No, nothing. I just want to be a part, like everyone else.
How have you seen Chale over the years?
It's growing and it's amazing, and I love the fact that it brings out talent and creativity in people. I know how to draw very well, but I was never encouraged. No, I was never encouraged. They want me to go to school and become a nurse or something. They didn't think drawing is a career. My sisters, my family didn't encourage it. They will always seize my crayons and pencils and make me go study or go do some house chores as a young girl. So this actually brings old memory back, and the fact that the arts here, it doesn't have to be someone's perception. It has to be your own perception, how you feel about it. So it may not look okay in your eyes, but it has a deep message behind it. And when I used to draw stuff like that, they laugh at me. But now I'm walking around here, I'm seeing head with the eyes different, with the hand somewhere, and it's creativity, and I love it. I love it.
So does it mean that you're never going to stop your children if you should find all those attributes you had back then that your parents taught?
Not at all. Not at all.
You're rather going to encourage them?
I will encourage them, yes. My son has started behaving like Sheriff, black Sheriff, and I love it. I always push him to do that if that's what he wants.
Have you seen anything that has been of interest to you since you got here?
Everything, especially the paintings. They have a lot of stories. I can create my own story from each painting. That's amazing. Wow. Yeah, even though I haven't spoken to any of but I see it, I look at it for a while, and I get a different feeling and a meaning for it, and it's nice. Once in a year, if I can get this feeling, why not?
Once in a year, if she can have this feeling, why not? So much excitement. I mean, I'm so excited talking to her and knowing that at least you didn't lose it all. You veered into music. That is also art, right?
I have a pub and restaurant. That's also art. I entertain people there. And on the 1st of September, I'm having a High Life champagne party at my pub with KK Fosu, Kofi T, Baroski, Shege, Andy, and many more. I'm performing to myself, so I'm inviting everybody watching to come and join us. After enjoying at Chale, Wote, come and chill with us at Belle's Pub. Go on Google Map and search for us and come party with us. The ticket is only 50 cedis.
Well, I'm going to look out for you in the possession, right? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And yes, we are transmitting live from the Castle Gardens, and we are getting ready for the all-white possession. That is going to be kicking off very soon, and we told you we're bringing it live to you, so please don't get off this channel. Just enjoy all these beautiful works.
Wow, we're still here at the Osu Castle and, waiting for patrons to come together, assemble here so that we can start with our procession. But the art, seeing the different types of arts going on here, it's quite exciting. And this is very mesmerizing. It looks like bent wood, but we'll get talking to the artists behind this work. And I say, kindly join me here.
All right.
I would like to know what inspires your art. Why a bent wood?
Okay, so literally, I call this piece Uja. And metaphorically, would the music disappoint me? Metaphorically, the Uja means a lot because I'm a writer. Uja is Ja. Uja means a whole lot of things in my narrative context. But then the reason why I teamed it Uja specifically is that the advent of the Atlantic slave trade, our ancestors were using the mechanisms of elements, like the nature's elements, to fight against the oppressor. So for instance, when these are the elements, because it's natural and it falls within the scope of nature, I just allow my art to play naturally without me not trying to direct it in it. I want it to turn out on its own as part of my practice. So during the advent of the slave trade, one of the mechanisms or the tools they use to fight against the oppressor is burning down their farm plantations. So they cultivate this plants, and when it's time for harvest, they decide to set them on fire as a form of resistance because they can't fight the suppressor. You get me? So that was the way they could say or resist the enemy in that contest. So burning down the plantations brought the whole activity to a halt. That at a point they felt like, okay, it's of no relevance, therefore you guys should go back home. And then they are coming back home. Those they find their way back home, like the Tabon family found in Jamestown, the Afro-Brazilians, they sail over the seas and they claim their ancestors were so-called damn people. To find your way over the sea, that miles they traveled on the sea, this should tell you that they were very, enlightened and sophisticated mindset or kind of people, that they were not just mere people that today's history and narratives makes our ancestors look like. And then the amazing part is finding their way back. They follow the path of the wind. They listen to the voice of the wind and they found themselves way back home. The sea played a key role in the advent because it was through the sea or the medium of water that they found themselves back home. Through by appreciating like certain deities of black societies, we call it Sokomam water and other forms, you know. So elements is like our nature elements played a key role even in plantation. Some of them fought the slavery by setting up farms, and they use the land as their main whatever. You get what I mean? So the Oja is basically talking about elements. This exhibit, actually, I'm a multidisciplinary artist, so it comes with an installation and an exhibition where I perform to also touch on the other sensory and elements of nature that I feel our ancestors were too connected, that they used to resist, because they were ripped off by tools and weapons, because the slave master knows that when they have the tools and weapons, they can fight them or harm them. So they were deprived, or even like gadgets or tools that could aid them in setting on fire were taken from them. But yes, still they had their own traditional way of going about and doing things. And this culture, I mean, smoking in my society looks like you are something else. So I have to go through all kinds of things to survive and to say no to the oppressor in the so-called my hair. People see you with your hair and they have problem with your hair because that is not reforming to the status quo of the Western society. So it's a big time problem that we are still resisting. But give thanks to the magneto within us, you get me. That's that part of the engine within the land, the motherland, keeps us connected and pumping that resistant, resilient energy that brings us fighting back through identity, through our music, through anything that you can talk about. We've been deprived, but yes, still we are making history as a race in both academia and sports. Just name it. That's our level of resistance. That's how we can say we are tired. Is to prove you that we are the best of the best. So what you're seeing, actually, before anything turns out good, it needs to go through the fire. Gold goes through the fire to be refined. So what you're seeing, isn't it amazing?
It's very beautiful.
I'm having though, but to me, it's the most, I mean, whatever. I'm being biased here though.
It's very beautiful. But I was going to ask, so do you put like a wool down and then burn it? How do you come up with it?
Actually, my work is more of an academic research based in terms of the material process. how the material has aged, the interaction the material has had with the society, and how it's been treated. So the board you see is not just ordinary board I just buy from the market or just pick from. These are imported wood or boards from Europe and Asia to construct. They use them in construction. So like most of these woods you see are found as fence for construction sites. Our ancestors, you see, my works are symbolisms. Our ancestors were used to build the so-called systems in the Europe and everywhere you call it, that they call themselves first-class countries, and we remain the bottom. We made it what it is, and afterwards, what are we? Our voice is never heard. We've always been looking at and pointed at to be looked down upon as a race. So that's where that narrative takes into play. The wood board is used to construct these powerful buildings and everything, and they just left like that. No proper care is taken to ensure that it is kept or recycled in the right direction. But then it ends up in our streets and compounds and areas becoming whatever, and then, you know, and with the plastic too, to talk about the plastic is one of the mediums I use that it came in mind after I visited the police cells for a week, not a week, some days, and then I came out with a verdict of no charge. So my stay in there, how the inmates make use of the plastic bottle to survive, gave me a conscious and brought my awareness that, Chale, you've been doing this all this while. Why have you not paid attention to plastic bottles? In fact, it is resistant to our bad habit of like an indiscriminate way of disposing waste. The plastic has been vomiting us out and been talking to us. So the sea comes back to us, and then all of what we see is what it's about. Okay.
Wow, thank you very much. Indeed, every mural has its own story. Well, the procession is about to begin, and so we'll come back and then give you updates on what's been happening here.
And that was Maya, and I be bringing us reports from the Osu Castle. So it brings me so much nostalgia. The last time I was there was this excavation, but, you know, let's not talk about that. It's Chale Wote. If you just joined us, this is Joy Prime, and this is the live coverage of the 13th annual Chale Wote Street Art Festival, and so much is going on. Today's the opening ceremony, and yes, the multimedia group I'm talking about, Joy Prime, Hits FM, JoyNews, and Joy FM are bringing you coverage of everything happening on grounds from today all the way to 27th of August. Everything that's happening on the Chale Wote Street Art Festival, we're here to bring you everything. Now, I'm here with Niteko, and Niteko Tego is part of the group that started with Nimanche, you know, the conception of the Chale Wote Festival. We're having such great conversations. Niteko, I wanted to ask your opinion on the art pieces that we saw. They are very beautiful. People are very talented. Sure. The first one, the guy with the art piece on the truck. I've never even looked at a truck in that way. You
only see it as a truck which needs to be pulled.
That's carrying people's goods and wares.
So it tells you about the innovativeness of our artists in Ghana. And don't forget, Chale Wote was also to expose artists to the opportunity to exhibit their work.
Yeah.
So normally we have other artists coming from different places to come and display what they've done.
Yeah.
And also it enables the creative talent of the youth, particularly the children. Once they see such artists performing and displaying their works, they feel encouraged and motivated to do that.
Yeah.
And that was the purpose of Chale Wote, to give the opportunity to artists to display what they have been doing.
And the thing is, we're seeing different kinds of art. The second gentleman, I like his explanation to what he has done. It's quite beautiful. The fact that he's talking about research-based. What did you actually think about what he's done? I loved his explanation, though.
Oh, yes. I mean, that's the reality of our situation, telling it as it is, both research-wise, what through the research they've been able to do or they are doing with the materials that we have.
Yeah.
You know, that we have a lot of artistic materials with us, which can be transformed to show what talent people have in them.
Yeah.
So what he showed was really classic. And if you look at it from the ordinary point of view, you will not appreciate it. Or the explanation behind his creation, you can really get a feeling and feel part of it.
Yeah.
So that is quite unique.
Yeah, and I love how he's talking about the Magneto. I know this year's theme is the Magneto Motherland, and I like the fact that all the artists are referring to the Magneto within us. I think we keep forgetting how, despite the struggles and everything we've been put down, we're still rising above it. With the little that we've been given. What do you think?
That's the motivation. You know, that's whatever has happened motivates people to exhibit or unearth what is within them.
Yeah.
So that is quite unique. And it is proper that we continue, especially with the children, expose them to some of these things, the ideas behind our creation, and then they will also pick it up from there and then spread it so that the multiply effect will take place. It will not be only one person or two people who will be impacted, but quite a number of people once they appreciate the ideas behind what has been created by artists. So it's quite unique.
Yeah, I think so too. They're very, very beautiful art pieces, especially the one that had the silicone. I wish I could reach out and touch it. It's very beautiful, very, very creative. But I want us to shift a bit and talk about the significance of the Black Star Square. You know, I don't think we take it that serious. And especially for the Chale Wote Street Art Festival to, be holding some of its, activities there. Can we talk about the significance of the Black Star Square?
Oh, yes. You realize that during the revolution, under the military regime, certain places were earmarked as security areas, so you couldn't go there.
Yeah.
But now, with the liberalization, you see the Black Star Square almost every day is filled.
Yeah.
You drive by, you see people riding horses or walking around there, having a feel of the place. Unlike the past. Unlike the past, you can't even take a camera there. You have some rascal coming around who has turned himself into a security couple, trying to prevent people from going there. So we lose the touch, the relationship with such spaces. But in society, for society to progress, people need to have free space.
Yeah.
We want to have space where we can let our activities be seen, enjoy the space itself. Walking, if you see people walking around the Independence Square, it's quite interesting. And the Black Star, the significance of it is lost on the people during set times. Because you cannot go to the place and feel comfortable or enjoy the place. But now that we have a liberal system, you have people going there. Now we have quite a number of tourists. Every day I drive by to my place in Medina, you see people riding horses, some walking, leisurely. Just enjoy the breeze from the sea.
Yeah.
And that is the way we must utilize such spaces to mobilize people. For me, converging there for such an activity is quite unique. You cannot just go and walk there and come back without any feeling. If you go there, you see the significance of this place. It's quite a big space, and people must really feel free and relax there. If you are bored at home, you feel clustered somewhere, you feel like being in the open, you go to the Black Star Square and walk freely. Enjoy the breeze from the ocean, and then feel yourself.
I get where you're coming from, because back in your day, it wasn't that open for you.
Oh, no. You can't go. If afternoon you go and walk around Black Star, what are you doing there? What permit do you have to go to Black Star Square?
I see.
You see, that's the essence of democracy. People feel free to do what they are going to do, because they're not breaking any law.
Yes, they are.
But if they are restricted, how do they go there? So you go there, and then they say you are breaking the law for being in an empty space which people should really occupy to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
So
and what people will not get is the fact that art is freedom. And for the Black Star Square, that means that we're there, we're feeling free, and everything is liberal, and then we can express our art. But let me take a quick break. I have so much for you, trust me, so much to talk about. And then we're going to join the procession. But I'll take a quick break, and when I come back, it's the Chale Wote Street Art Festival. And welcome back from that break. And as you can see, those are very talented artists out there, and that's coming from the Osu Castle. And we're talking about the Chale Wote Street Art Festival. Today is the day one, the opening ceremony. It's going to be a live procession. It's going to be fantastic. I've seen a few of them wear white. Miss Ball had a conversation with IB, and she was in Klala. That's why it's not just a white cloth. It's called Klala. And I know Klala is a group, but I'm here with Niteko. He's been at the inception of this particular festival, and it's the 13th year. It's quite impressive. Every day and every year, it keeps growing and growing. It's becoming more fantastic. And I've seen some of the amazing art pieces over there. That was very beautiful. But the procession is about to start, and it's going to go through some principal streets of Osu. Now, I'm being told that it's coming to Osu is, you know, bringing out the history and culture of Osu and why it's at the center of the capital city. And we're going to look at the focus on history, you know, talking about slave masters and what happened and bringing that out. That's a very interesting conversation, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. And for me, what I'm bothered about is the fact that we've tried a couple of times to utilize the Osha Fort and the James Fort. I remember the last time Nana Akufo-Addo was at the Chale Wote Festival. It was part of it was held in the Osha Fort, James Fort. So he happened to come there.
Yeah.
But if you look at the state of the James Fort, it's very, very disappointing.
Yeah, very.
You know, this is an historical relic which we must value.
Yes.
Which we must value. If you go in there and then you see places where Kwame Nkrumah are past political heroes, where they lived or were hosted in the James Fort, you see that we are really losing a lot of things that we should get from the James Fort.
Yeah.
The James Fort is a whole history by itself.
Yes, it is.
And if you go inside and you go to the back, but for the height of the wall, you see the ocean. In those days, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Now that it is being rehabilitated, the old harbour is being rehabilitated, we hope that the James Fort will also be rehabilitated.
Definitely.
So that we can have a view from inside the fort overlooking the old harbour.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just spiritual. You stay in there and you feel something.
Yeah. Okay.
So these are things that we need to develop to really tell our cultural history.
Yes.
You know, maximize the use of it. There are a lot of people in Jamestown who have not been to the James Fort before. The same with Gamashi. They live by the Osha Fort. They haven't been inside the Osha Fort, Fort before because it's almost falling into ruins, and people think it's a danger for people, visitors, to go in there. But if we spend some little money, we can transform the whole edifice into what it should be and tell the proper history of Gamashi and the Gans.
Yeah.
Because slavery took place, that was the outlet for the slaves to go.
Yeah.
You know, so why don't we value it and then market it properly to tell the history of it?
Yeah.
You know, so these are things that we need to look at.
Yeah.
I think the Chale Wote too, we've held some part of it in the museum, the James Osha Fort.
Yeah.
The same with the James Fort.
Okay.
Not to talk about the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Most visitors who come to Jamestown want to come to the lighthouse and go and stand at the top. And look, when we are on top of the lighthouse, you see the whole of Accra.
Yeah.
You see that we have something that we need to develop and market.
Yeah.
And utilize the proceeds for something else.
I agree with you on that one. But the procession is about to start. So we're going to link with IB right now. And then we would look at what's happening. But I have a few questions about the procession. But IB, are you there? Wow. They look beautiful in white.
Yeah.
Fully charged, and we are just about to get the procession started. You can see behind me all the people cladded in their white. Still more are coming, more are going to join, and we are just about to start. I told you that we're going to be giving you the live procession here on Joy Prime. So follow me, let's have a chit chat with a few of the people who are here, and also as we go on, all the ones who will be joining, we'll be having a chat with them to find out how ready or how important, how much of an importance this possession is to them and why they are joining. So follow me, let's have a chit chat with some of them. Yes, sir. Boss, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay, so I can see that you are fully prepared and ready for the possession.
Exactly.
So what importance is this possession to you?
Today is the first day of Chale Wote and the day of remembrance, where we remember the ancestors who fought for us. So today is a pure white procession where we give reverence and commemorative to the ancestors who fought for us.
Okay, so you heard it, why it is important to him. Have you ever been on this procession before?
Oh, I've been it several times, severally. Yes.
And can you tell me can you cast your mind back to tell me how some of the activities have been?
Yeah, actually, today is the first day in Osu, but actually we're doing it in Jamestown. So from Jamestown, we started from the Brazil house, where libation is being poured to pacify the ancestors and the deities, to pave way for us to do a successful procession. And we normally put on the isop, which is called the nyanyila, the green leaf, which drives away negative energies. Yes, but today is the first day in Osu, so from here we are processing from here to the principal street of Osu. Then we will go to meet the high priest of Osu, who is going to pour libation for us. Then from here we come back to the Christian broadcasting for the mini derby.
So that is how it's going to be. Thank you very much. And I can hear some one logo line behind me. Let's go and find out why this one logo line. And okay, good. 1 minute.
One logo line.
Okay, boss, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. I can see that you're all ready for this procession.
Yes, sir.
So why are you wearing this? Isn't this supposed to be for the high priest?
No, it's supposed to be for the high priest, but not for the high priest alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can. It have a meaning, and it's not only for the high priest.
What's the meaning?
Anyone can use it. I can't say it's
You okay? I hear you.
Yes, sir.
But you're excited about this, aren't you?
I'm excited about it. I love it. Yeah, because I'm a culture man. You see me?
He's a culture man. That is why he's here. And also, boss, how are you doing?
Oh, boss, I'm fine.
Good. You're also being part of this procession. Do you understand exactly what this procession is all about?
I think the procession is to like go into town and then just like let everybody know what is going on.
What is going on? What is going on?
What is going on? I think
What is actually going on?
the festive season is almost approaching. The Hamawa and then whatnots. Yeah, so the festive season demands for all this.
Okay. Well, there you heard it from him. The festive season demands all these things. Boss, how are you doing?
Yeah, good.
You should be very excited about this procession that we are about to start.
Very well.
Have you ever been on this procession before? This is your first time?
My first time.
This is your first time?
Yes.
What pushed you to want to be part of this procession?
All right, just to promote arts and culture of Ghana. Yes, being the gateway to Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this your first time experiencing Chale Wote?
No, this is not my first time. This is probably the third time or fourth time. Yes. Yes.
How's it been? All the 3 times that you have been on?
Okay, it gets better from year after year. It gets better. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, there you heard him. Year after year, it keeps getting better. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, boss.
The name is?
Nilo Wote.
Nilo Wote. Oh, Nilo, meaning that this is not your first time at Chale Wote?
No, this is not my first time.
It can't be.
Participating artist.
Oh, okay. You're one of the artists. Okay. But it is time for us to go on this procession. This isn't your first time on the Thursday procession, is it?
This is my first time on the procession because always I miss because I'm also a student. But this year I've actually pushed my lectures aside and I said I want to be part because this is something important in regards to the Chale Wote that we always do, the procession. And I said this year I'll not miss it for anything. So I've missed lectures just to be here.
So he has been a truant because he wants to strengthen his spirituality. Is that it?
Exactly.
Truancy for spirituality. Well, this is a man who I believe doesn't joke with his spirituality. That is why he's doing this. Well, all the best. Have the fun.
Thank you.
Okay, so the procession is just about starting, and this is how it is going, and this is how it's going to go. I'm sure a lot of people are also going to join this procession. Boss, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, so this isn't your first time at Chale Wote?
Yeah, it's not at Chale Wote, but my first time.
For this procession?
That's right, yeah.
What is giving you the excitement to want to join the procession?
No, I think as a local, and if there's a local event in the art, you need to support it. Yes, I think we need to support our art and culture because it's part of our heritage.
Okay. So, but what have you heard about this procession? Its significance, the importance?
Honestly, I haven't heard that much. I was just coming to learn and to be part of it, to see what I will take from it. But definitely, it's a homecoming. It's also like a homecoming. I lived in Britain for 40 years. I've been now in Ghana, so I've never done much of this. So yes, it's part of a awakening of your roots and your culture.
Any expectations?
No, coming with an open mind this is Africa. We sometimes do things. I realize we're a little bit later than the time that we were scheduled. And so we're here, and I'm really looking forward for it to be a successful event.
Okay. Well, this is the first stop at the Osu Klote Shrine, and we can just go in to see what is going on there. They are paying homage to the priest at the shrine. So if we can go and if before you get inside, you'll have to actually take off your shoes and go inside. But at least we can stand out here and see what is ongoing and what is going on in there. So this is where the prayer will be taking place.
This is all you will get from this.
And this is as far as we can go. This is as far as we are allowed to go. Because see, they're getting ready for the prayer. So the stop over here so it's a very private thing. When we get here, no filming is allowed in the shrine because of the prayers that are going to be said for the whole festival that is going to be ongoing. But I'm going to catch Ani to find out what actually goes on, if he can get us some info in there. So fortunately, I've been able to get someone who can at least give us a little bit of insight on what is going on. Please, can you tell us exactly what is going on here?
Yeah, I'm Kinmani, actually, this Chale Wote festival, it happens each and every year. Yeah, and we actually does it in Jamestown, Ghana. But this year we decided to bring it to Osu. You see, and as it's happening like this, we need to seek permission from the highest priest, which is Numo Kloti, the Wulomo. Yeah, and Benyo Nyalini Megame, Gamma Oyo, G. Blofoki, and so over Gamma Ni Afio, and Benyo Nyalibono Fiole. Tomoni Ville no Blofo emi. Chale Wote Nyonyeli Wafiole da Fio. Chimbiane, if it many of your waji agent few, you know what about the Kababilina Baji in Shishien, or you umpire, or be or Bekejo, Imiade. I mean, I'll go ahead and no fio. Nina can when Monico Osu Clotino, Niji Numo Clote, obey here a big bear how no she will domono. Yes, I.
Well, in summary, okay, no, Miss Bell will help us in summary because I don't understand Ga. But yes,
it's the same thing.
It's the same thing you said.
He said that in summary, he's saying that Chale Wote used to be at Jamestown, but now it's in Osu. So we are here at Osu Klote Shrine to seek permission from the gods, the elders, and then to be able to proceed. Yeah.
So you are going to be my interpreter. If anybody should speak Ga, I will have. So you heard it all, that yes, we need to seek permission before we can even make any other further movement. The Osu Klote Shrine here and the Numo here. But Usa,
yeah,
first stop.
First stop is the Osu Klote Shrine.
Yes.
Exactly. So
To
obviously, when you go to a home, you seek permission, and that is what we have then. The spiritual side of the whole journey, and obviously the chief priest will, offer ancestral prayers, seek permission for us to embark on the journey, and that is what is going on right now. As you can see, he's asking, when he say I'll go, it's like you're knocking, obviously. And he said, when is today? He said, today is Monday, knee kings and all of that, knee mename and all of that, our mothers and our fathers. So he's going to go through the rituals to seek for their permission, pray for a very successful walk through the space for everything to happen right.
So at every time that this procession is starting for the Thursday, we need to take permission from the gods before we proceed.
Absolutely. It's prayer. Before you embark on the journey, you pray. And each and every person according to his faith. So exactly. So that's what is all praying. So, people pray through this ancestral prayer. This is a traditional prayer. And so you have to do that. You can't obviously get up and say, okay, depending on your faith, you want to do something. And that is exactly what is happening today.
Okay, so right now, the Wote Shrine, the chief priest, the Numo, right?
Yeah, Numo.
The Numo Clote. Numo Clote is the one who is saying the prayer, and all the event heads are also with him so that they bless this procession and we have a very successful procession. Now, let's just give it a bit of attention to listen to what is happening over there.
Wakakadondo ogbi ayaye medolo bitolo afieka okobi achipado ati abakakaku ara oni fenye akoni kan jomo jowadu awo so dade makonu asabra makonu abakonu to makonu se kofi se kwa se kwa ni fenye akoni kan jomo jowadu na gole aboyo aboyo ovie kusheku pakubli kadamanso goso emisan aye Fojo, Akroma, Akotia, Asibi. Boyenio. Boyenio. Usutri, Usupra. If you know, you can jomo jino, Abadao. I can't imagine a clubia beef. Ninyamachanya ankro. China champucha ni fe. Nicheka jo put up like a jo put up a bella. Blue nature, eh? Min chanya she, min chanya ma, min chanyo kanyo, min chanyo shebra, min chanya nishi a jo, nimle akwe. Min ochoni shani, min chanyo manana, I can manage June, ma ju, Jenfen June, Dromona, Wakama Chale, I can Chale Wote, ni ehani mango, eba wa usumane. Niji O'Brien ko plantea nichumo. Mane Dromona, what fair watch. Niji president, Niji Chale president, Niji ni ayikwe, kese, ni Wote, kese big and media swing. Niji only awa me do ekpatu makani ya me. Only afa mukajira mo, na wo ya me no. Only afa nya hwehwe mo, awo ya me no. Fonfe aja me say, fonfe aja me say. Ni finish ya jonim la ko, adro me ya me ya kam. Adro me ya me wo me kam say. Jomu lumba ke ya me. Na no ni esulo ko na ko ni atehia wo me. Makane, lai ne I'm getting a shabby. Allo, I'm not going to Anunya Abai. Ni Amatesha Wame. Namanya Nessa, Ni Amabi Patubele Ehami. Amabi Oshina Ehami. Amabi Elanemo Kachuname. Mamusuka Manswatelia. Mamusuka Manswatelia. Mamusuka Manswatelia. Jomo Momba. I'm not informing a day. I'm going to Shidam Stay. Global Pen back Hami. Wafo Bajino Ashwame. Ajam ke jam. Ni fon fe ni fon ya ba me no. Ni bule fa won short. Ni bule fa won short. Ni bule fa won short. Yo mo mba ke ame. Oni tumo na o mani abai. Na me gbe ya shon. Na me gbe ya jenfe. Lele pa fe won le Chale Wote any etu akehio. Won e bosu ma na emi osu awon ji gan. Wo mi pa fai. Mi pa wo fe ke fa ja bo. Ni fo abacha osu ma na emi. Mi pa me fe fai. Mi to me ka bacha. Ajabwa. Adrami. Ajab ke jeni bi fon jam. Mo ko fam ko ne ke na ne awo chi anem. Alo ke na awo enuchumo na emi. Jo mo ale. Shwele mo ale. Ndule bini biwa kwa ale. Mana me bla fe ma jira me do hin. Domo ke shwele mo pen fe ni ba ke. Ni bini shi ajo. Try mo me to bla me fe.
So there you just saw the prayer by the chief priest here at the shrine, and now that is done, Annie, now that this is done, it means we are ready to go.
Now that this is done, it means that permission has been granted. The way has been cleared for us. You could tell, for example, that he's performed the last one, and then that's it. He was talking about the fact that everything that will be a misfortune should be far removed from us. That blessings should come through whatever we're doing, and that we should go in peace and come back in peace. And that is essentially what we all seek and pray, that as we step out, nothing untoward happens to anyone. Yeah.
Is there going to be another stop for another prayer?
Once we set off, depending on where we get to and how heavy the person is, it will happen. If not, once everything has been taken care of here, we move.
How many stops are we going to make?
It will depend. Sometimes we will decide that it's 2, 3, but depending on the mood and the spiritual space, it could be more or less. Yeah. And I end up not even doing a stop at all.
And I can also see that a lot of people are putting the green leaves around their neck. And the significance is?
I have Miss Bay, yes. Yes.
So that was Miss Bear.
Yeah.
What was she asking?
So she was asking where she could get the nyanyina. So
nyanyina.
Nyanyina.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nyanyina.
For us, Gandangbe is nyanyina.
Nyanyina.
Yeah, it's a very powerful leaf. It has a potent effect spiritually. Personally, my father was a herbalist. Okay. You know, so I was brought up on leaves and all of that. Okay. So I know the effect of nyanyina and what it means to my being. And you know, the Bible itself talks about the fact that we need to have access to every creation of God, including the leaves, to do everything that is right. So yes, I mean, sometimes people misconstrue that to say it's evil, it's this and stuff like that. I always say that each and every one, according to whatever you use your faith and what you use the leaf for, it works for you.
Okay. And that is the reason people, almost everybody is wearing it.
Yeah, it's a symbolic aspect of what we are doing, and it signifies the fact that we are ready. It means for us that, you know, we have indeed been fortified by the heavens, and that everything is right for us to take off. Okay. Like I said, I mean, sometimes you have people who do not understand the culture, the traditions of people, and then they misconstrue some of these things to say, oh, they are evil and they are this and stuff like that. But if you don't, you cannot condemn what you don't know.
Okay, well, it is not actually good to condemn what you don't know. You just find out what it is and what it stands for, and that is what we've gotten from our news update, the significance of the nyanyina, and also the very essence of the prayer that was said here, that we ask permission before we embark on this. We ask permission, we ask for protection, and everything that is going to be a stumbling block, the gods themselves give us a smooth passage, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and it's no different from what Muslims, Christians, or everybody does. It's the same thing. For traditionalists, this is what they have. You know, like in the Gadangbe culture, we know that our settlements, our movements from where we were to where we are presently were led by Wolome. Later years that we begin to have chiefs running their affairs, but in the past it has always been like that, and we believe, not that we believe, but we recognize them for their important role in the spiritual affairs of our land.
Okay. With Chale, was it initially planned so it meets the Homo, and then you sell it, so that you're able to sell the Homo culture to the world? Was it planned like that, or it was just coincidental?
It's coincidental, but the good thing is that, you know, prior to going to Jamestown, where we used to be, you know about a lot of chieftaincy situations and things like that. But I can say without a shred of a doubt that when Chale got there, we were able to, you know, bridge or bring the factions together for them to understand that, look, it is important that we celebrate our culture without any hiccups and all of that, and that is what has happened. I mean, you know, we have the Twin Festival. The Twin Festival obviously came through the Chale umbrella. It's been there, but the presence of Chale amplified the significance of that, and the Homo is in our DNA. So yes, we plan and it happens. And that's what this season, carefully, if you look, you realize that some of the Ghana communities have gone through, because the homo goes through phases, and a lot of the Ghana communities have done that. Yes, already, and Charlotte is going to happen, you know, even after. Because in the past, if you look at our calendar, for example, we've done where Charlotte has ended even yesterday. But this time around, we are starting today, and it's going to run right into the 27th, sorry.
27th. So it is from today till the 27th of the 27th day of August, and which is going to be on Sunday. Which day actually becomes the most busiest of all days?
It's a Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday.
Saturday and Sunday is when we bring all the arts from the hidden places, and that is when we invite the rest of the world to come. And that is when everybody masses up and the artists come to showcase their work. And it's a weekend too, so there'll be food, there'll be music, there'll be fashion show, there'll be virtually everything. I mean, you see amazing carnival this year from Brazil, and a lot of things are going to happen. Yeah. So Saturday and Sunday is going to be extremely busy. We have amazing performances as Miss Bell. You've seen Miss Bell here. Miss Bell is going to be on stage. Jerry Brambule is going to be on stage. Nat Amanzeba Brew. We have a young guy called Kweku Origin. He's a Gandengbe artist. He's also going to be on stage. Yeah.
And a lot of diasporans.
And a lot of diasporans. You can see them from Senegal, from Brazil, from the USA, from Netherlands, from, let's say, from Europe, North America, and Africa. Yeah.
Well, now the momentum has been built, and we are just about starting this procession, and we are going down all the way through to the Osu Township. And then we'll come back here, right?
We'll come back here. Yes, we'll come through. We end up here to network, to party,
and then to
officially open the festival, and then to take our first screening project goes off. Yeah.
Okay. So there you have it. Officially, the procession has just started after after we have actually asked the gods for a successful one. The procession is ongoing. So now we will be entering the Osu Township from here, and just as we are going, we will be letting you in. Well, you are an indigent, a Gadangme indigent.
Yes.
Tell me, the name is?
My name is Najili Hosanna.
Najili Hosanna.
Yes.
Okay. So, is this your first time on this procession?
Yes.
This is your first time?
It's my first time.
What motivated you to want to be part of it?
It's all about heritage, upholding our heritage, and then, respecting and then honoring what our forefathers came to do for us, yes.
But have you been following the Chale Festival?
Yes, I have. On and off in a bit, yes.
Have you ever been fully part of celebrating it or even witnessing what goes on in there?
I celebrate it online because almost all the time I'm not in Accra.
Where have you found yourself?
Tamale.
Tamale.
Yes.
So you came all the way from Tamale this year just to be part of it properly?
Coincidentally, my leave falls within, so I came in to celebrate.
What are your expectations, especially so on this procession?
To be oneness, the way we are all dressed in white, clad in white. There should be unity and peace and love and purity. That's all.
Okay. Well, as we're going, I'll still be finding you.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, that was a very happy person who joined us all the way from Tamale. She has been enjoying it online, but this time around, because her leave actually fell on the day like this, she decided to be here in person to be part of it. Well, looks like we are just ready to embark on this and ready to move on that. Well, let's see if we can have a quick word with Mancha himself, Nia Ikwe himself. Well, Ni, now we have been granted. Okay, well, I think we just have to be on this procession from now till the end or in the middle of it, when we can have some conversations with some people in there. And the significance of the leaves in their mouths is to make a statement that we are not talking, just like Ni Aiko said earlier on. Another prayer is ongoing here, and let's just witness it before the procession takes off. Now officially the procession takes off. So what has been happening has been the prayer to ask the gods for permission and also a well-guided, protected, peaceful procession through. That is what we did here. And everybody seemed to be very excited, and the leaf around their neck signifies purity and also the peace from the gods and protection from the gods for this wonderful procession. That is what has been going on. The white is actually just for the purity. But everybody you see here has been following and is very excited to be part of this.
And that's amazing stuff over there. Now, I've been talking to Niteko in the studio, and what you're watching is a live coverage of the opening, the grand opening of the Chale Wote Street Art Festival, and this is live on Joy Prime TV. And we're talking about the libations that were poured, even though Annie Osabuti explained a few things to me. One of the things that Niteko brought to my attention is the fact that, you know, usually, like you said, I think you'd say that, you know, Homo was... Chale Wote was done after Homo War, right?
Yes.
But it seems it's going to coincide with Homo War for Osu.
For Osu. Yes. Normally, when the Gamashi people celebrate their Homo War,
yeah,
they give Osu 10 days.
Okay.
So instead of the weekend, they celebrate it on Tuesday. That's when they cook the pepe and then eat together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So this one will lead into the Osu Homo War,
okay,
which will be on the this Tuesday's week.
Okay, next week Tuesday.
Yeah, next week
okay,
Tuesday. So that's the coincidence which has come. But
so that's why the extra libations are being poured.
Yes, because they are in time of meditation.
Yeah.
And they have to do the necessary prayers for the ancestors and then for the living. So they have to pour libation wherever it's due to be done.
No, the thing is, the Nyanya, I know I couldn't pronounce it properly, but, you know, people have their misconceptions about it. I'm glad Annie could throw a little light, but I wanted you to throw more light on it, on the Nyanya that they wear. It's quite important because I see that, you know, the fetish priests always have it around their necks. I've seen people have it around, but there is significance of it.
The fact that people, the fetish priests wear the Nyanya, it's not because of any ungodly. Nyanya is a natural herb that God has created.
Yeah.
And for the guns, it has some powerful connotations. I mean, it has some spiritual underpinnings.
Yeah.
So that it fortifies you. And you also know that the guns, we don't have gold.
No.
We use the Nyanya to purify ourselves and then to strengthen us.
Oh.
That is why we use the Nyanya.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. I never really knew about this.
Yes.
But there's this small myth that I'm hearing that, you know, when the procession starts, it's one long line. You can't join whilst they are moving, and you can't leave the queue as it's moving. Why?
Once you started, you have to continue. You can't just give up on the way or come and disrupt by crossing.
Is it a spiritual thing?
Oh, it's continuity. We want to continue the procession. So
Okay.
continue in unison.
Oh.
Yes. If you get out of it, it means you have lost, you have broken the chain. So the chain must continue.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's
important.
important.
I see. So you can't join whilst they're moving, and you can't leave. You have to be part of it to the very end.
If you want to join, then you have to join from behind.
Oh,
but
okay.
You can't come and cross
someone.
No.
Not at all. Okay, I see. But this is all beautiful, and this is the first day, the opening day of the Chale Wote Street Art Festival, and so many amazing things are going to be happening. So many activities as they're going through. The procession is starting right now. They're going to go through some principal streets of Osu. From the Osu Castle, they're going to move towards what's it called? I've lost my bearings a bit. They're going to go through some principal streets. They're going to go Oxford Street, move around, come to the.
They don't get to Oxford Street. They'll use the main
road.
One way.
One way. Yes, that's what it's called. Osu one way. Yes. They go through that side, and they're going to go through the Osu Cemetery, go through the Oxford Street, and then come back to the Osu Castle, where they're going to, watch. There are going to be exhibitions of films and beautiful art pieces. And I'm inviting you throughout this week. We, as the multimedia platform, we're bringing you every kind of coverage, what you need to do, what's happening on ground, the activities, updating you every single minute of the day. It's an exciting time. You need to be a part of it. Don't worry about it. You're going to have fun and purchase as much art pieces as you see and indulge in it. Have fun. Get to know about Osu, the history, the art, the culture, the heritage, and enjoy it. It's once in a lifetime thing, a once in a while, once in a year thing that happens that brings a lot of people together. We as Ghana's as force bring us together.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed with the ceremony.
Really?
Yeah, very, very impressed. Because unlike what we used to do in Jamestown, this is quite unique.
Yeah.
Yes, and it shows that people have really come to buy into it.
Yes.
Everybody's, look at today is a working day, but look at the number of people there.
Yeah, there are a lot of people there.
The enthusiasm that people have
and I
for the
think
festival.
for the 13th year, I think the Chale Wote Art Festival has grown.
It has grown.
Significant,
it has really grown.
Beyond what we expected it to be. It's gone beyond. For them to have a whole carnival with people coming from Brazil and coming from all over Europe, that's a big thing.
Yeah, we used to have people coming from France when we were having it in Jamestown.
I see.
Oh, yes. A whole group came to Jamestown, using what we call it, these drums.
Yeah.
To perform art in the streets.
I see.
Oh, yes. We've gone through a lot of
Like
times.
the calypso drums. Oh.
No, we've gone through a lot of... these oil drums.
Yeah?
Yeah, they
create the calypso music, yes.
It was very interesting.
So this is Osu one way, right?
Yeah, this is one way.
Yeah, I know this place so well. This is so beautiful.
No, Chale Wote has really grown.
Yeah, it has grown over the years.
Congratulate Ayukwe for his tenacity. Yeah, what he went through the year before this year, to the extent that he was picked up by the police for attempting to organize it because of COVID. It was quite excruciating for him, but he's never giving up. And
it's the artwork on the other side of the street for me. It's so beautiful. Oh, they're passing by my family house, my grandmother's family. I'm super excited about it. Oh, wow. This is lovely.
So what I want to tell the people of Jamestown is that they shouldn't lose hope that Chale Wote is not there. It's happening in our sister
city
community.
Okay.
So it's the same thing like happening in Gamashi. But as I told you, the Gamashi Jamestown people are also going to do Wamba Festival as a replacement of Chale Wote.
You know what I'm thinking? Imagine you guys are doing the Wamba, the Chale Wote is happening with Sue, then Teshi is doing something, Labadi, it becomes a long stretch of a beautiful carnival for the people of the Ghana people. Yeah,
of course.
I think it's something we should all look into. Such a beautiful thing. And thank you so much for joining us. It's been quite an interesting conversation with you, Niteko. Thank you so much for the explanations, the lessons we've learned, the history behind everything. And I think this is a festival that we should all be part. It doesn't matter if you're Ghana or not. Yes, because
it's a national festival.
Yeah.
Right now it's become international.
Yes.
Because as I told you, people call from abroad. Hey, Chale, when are you doing Chale Wote? I want to come to Ghana. I'm planning for my coming to coincide with Chale coming.
Yeah.
People call. No, it becomes an international festival, and it really gives our country, a new brand altogether.
Yeah. And I think everybody should be a part of this.
Of course.
And because it's throwing light on all the artists, it doesn't matter if they're Ghana, they're Ewe, they're Hausa, they're Dagbani or Dagati, it doesn't really matter. The thing is about Ghana and it's about Africa. And projecting our heritage, our culture, and our values. Thank you so much for your time, for joining us on the first day of the Chale Wote Street Art Festival.
I also want to congratulate Ghana Tourism Authority for supporting. Yeah, when we started, there was no state participation, but now Ghana Tourism Authority, and then to some extent AMA was involved. So we are really grateful.
Such a big program.
Okay, so it was for the space.
Also,
the relocation for the space
and sanitation.
Okay, for the space and
sanitation. And then the demands from the people around.
Okay, from the indigents.
For the indigents, excuse me. Okay, right. So, for instance, you mount a platform here, or maybe a tent here. The people in the house will come out and tell you, look,
so the patronage. So the patronage is going to be more.
More, yes. So this space is just you and government.
Okay.
And the tourist board. Let me put it that way. It's you and the tourist board. Moreover, it's something to, give the country a facelift or give the country a better name in terms of tourism.
Okay.
So the people of Osu are those benefiting this now.
Okay.
Unlike if it should be my hometown, Jamestown, where I come from.
Oh, okay.
So I support the initiative being transferred to Jamestown, to Osu, sorry. Okay. Yes. Yes,
well,
yes.
For the 13 years, like I said, the first time it has ever been in Osu, and the Osu indigents are actually experiencing it. And at important or vantage places, when we get there, the one leading always pours libation. What is the essence of the libation being poured at every?
All right. Pouring libation at every junction, and we believe. Eventually it's a crossroad, let me put it that way. Eventually we believe that things have occurred there before. Okay. So to pacify the gods, to open ways for us so we don't encounter any, you know what I'm saying, so that we don't encounter any sort of accidents and occurrences. You have to pacify the gods in the area. Yes, it's purely traditional. It's purely traditional.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is why the libation is being
at
every T junction.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
And it's going to go on like that?
Until back to the castle.
So at every T junction?
At every T junction we'll do that, yes.
Okay.
If the drinks finish, they'll change and give him more, and then we'll do that till we get to that place, yes.
So there you heard it from Niade that at every intersection, at every T junction, libation is going to be poured.
This is exciting for me, seeing Osu a light being thrown on Osu and all the beautiful parts. And I know a few, some little history here and there because I used to sit down and listen to my grandmother talk. So I was explaining to some of the places and what I know and some of the houses that I know over there. I'm pretty much excited for the people of Osu, but the procession is still on. We're not done. I was saying goodbye to Niteku because it's been a lovely time having you here. Your explanations, the little history you've given us about the people of Gamashi, and you handing over to Osu and all. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything. And I know next year we'll have this conversation again with broader scope.
All right.
Definitely. But the procession actually is continuing. Yeah. We're going to bring you more live coverage. I'm here to give you and walk you through whatever you've missed out on. It's still Joy Prime. The procession is on. Let's go back to that quickly.
we stop to pour libation. What is the significance of that?
There's a belief that things have occurred at crossroads before. So just to pacify the gods, so they pave way for you. You need to pour some a bit of libation on the grounds. It's purely traditional. Yes.
Before we entered the Osu Township itself, we saw that being done, and we've seen it at 2 intersections, and that is the significance. But why was it moved from Jamestown to Osu? This is the first time the indigenes of Osu are experiencing this.
Chale, Wote, first of all, yes.
And this procession.
And to me and the organizers, we think it's a move in the right direction.
In what sense?
As far as space, sanitation, and behavior of people of Jamestown is, so we thought it best to move it here. And trust me, trust my words, this is the best place. This is the best place for this program.
Okay, so
there's nowhere else in Accra that can, contain the number of people that are going to turn up, except this location, which starts from the bishop on the High Street, Nkrumah Mausoleum, all the way to the castle, and then it turns round to the children to the conference center, where you have children's playground. So should you come here, you can leave your children at the playground, take a walk around, and then come for them again. And then the castle, inside the castle, will be the exhibition center for the main event, right? And then at the Independence Square, there's a giant platform stage coming up for musical and cultural activities. Yes, at the climax of the program, starting from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes. Yes.
Well, I can see that some of the leaders have put some leaves in their mouth. What does it signify? What does it signify?
And the leaves around their neck. It's
like the one in the mouth.
In the mouth. Okay, just to keep silent. Keep silent. No communication. No communication. Yes. Don't say nothing. Just keep quiet. And then that's it. That's it.
And this prayer at every intersection, is it only going to be where we are in the Osu Township, or every intersection we go, regardless?
Every intersection we made, you have to pour a little bit of libation there before you get. Since it's a traditional activity, right? The whole program is not traditional. It's art festival, right? But since we are, using the grounds of a traditional area, you have to do exactly what they do. At times like this, when people are getting together, or when people are brought together, these are some of the things they do. Yes, just to, put a little bit of libation on the ground.
Well, if you're watching right now, this is Joy Prime, the channel that gives you ultimate experience, and we are having the procession from the 13th edition of the Chale Street Arts Festival, and this is the first time it has moved into the Osu Township. Prior to this, it was always being held at Jamestown, where the event organizers deemed it fit because of space, sanitation, and the people who will turn up, and also for the fact that the Osu indigenes are going to appreciate it more than the Jamestown. So this is the first time in the Osu Township, and that we are just going to give you all the comprehensive coverage you need. And don't forget, it's going to be on all our platforms. Currently, you are live on Joy Prime, and it is also live on all our social media handles. For Joy Prime social media handles, Hit FM social media handles, Joy FM, Joy News, Joy Entertainment, and also on My Joy Online. That is what is going on here right now. So it means right now we are in the Osu Township proper, right?
Yes.
Okay, where are we heading towards?
We're heading back to the castle, where the main exhibition is taking place. Yes.
And that's where we'll end?
We'll end there, yes. We'll end at the castle, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So as and when we'll be bringing you the update, but we're still live on this procession, and so just sit back, chillax, and enjoy what you see. I'm still here with Niade. As and when it's deemed fit, we will be bringing you some updates.
The shop is mine. Okay. Yeah. Ginger, watermelon, pineapple.
approaching the independent. You are on.
All right, so we're still in the procession, and we're still in the Osu Township, but here is the Nationalism Park. That's where we are heading towards the Black Star Square, and everyone seemed to be in character. If I say character, nobody's misbehaving. You know, we're all walking in a straight line, and just like IB interacted with some of the organizers earlier, they are pouring libation at every vantage point. And yeah, so we are at the Nationalism Park at the moment, and we're still walking. Yeah, feels like a long walk for me already. But yeah, it's coming through well. I see some children also in white, and with some white white marks, you know, on their faces. We'll get to find out why they are looking that way shortly, probably when we have arrived safely at
at the Black Star Square. Well, movement's still on, and it's really an interesting sight to see, you know. If you're not here, then you're missing, but you're not so late. And I have one lady here with me, and I want to touch base with her. Hi, good evening. Can you tell us your name, please?
Okay, good evening. My name is Na Jagle Abe.
All right, Na Jagle Abe.
No, it's Na Jagle.
Na Jagle. Oh, all right, pardon me. Is this your first time at the opening ceremony for the Street Art Festival?
Yes, actually, this is my first time. But then I've always joined them on the Street Art Festival for over 5 years now. But this is my first time joining the opening.
All right, so what informed your decision to take part in the opening this time around?
I'm a proud girl, and I feel nobody would display or own our tradition better than us. I feel it's an obligatory right for myself to, you know, stand up to my culture. Because if I sit idle, who else will do it for me? Is it an Akan, a Northerner, or who? So it's high time, you know, I face it up, with my full chest and then join the team. So that is why I'm here today.
All right. So I don't know if you understand anything that's going on here. Do you have any understanding to what's going on here?
Yeah, so this is the procession we are having for the opening. We want to create an awareness to the people of Ghana. To the people of Ghana that we are ready to own our own culture, like I said previously, and to let the whole world know that this time we are out. Chale Wote Festival has come to stay, and it is here. We need to embrace it wholeheartedly. Yeah, so that's just it.
All right, so just like the Akans, we have Tree, Fanti, the Ashanti, and the others. Guys, I know that the people from the Sud Township also have their own sort of, I don't know if I should say a group, like the Gamashi and the others. Which one are you from?
Okay, so myself, I'm from La. Yes, I'm from La, but then I'm joining the team today because I find myself to be part of the Chale Wote team. Yeah, so that is why I'm joining this possession. So I am from La. Yeah, Abechewe.
All right, and so can you speak to the tradition, or I don't know if it's a tradition, but then I see some little children here, and then they have the mask on and the white. Do you know if there's any belief to that?
Actually, that I don't have much details to that, but these are children that have opted to come out in their own will to also exhibit their culture to the rest of the world, and I think it's a good thing. You know, even the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he or she goes, he or she shouldn't depart from it. And I think this is the right set. We're training our children to embrace our culture so that when they become elderly like me or like you, they wouldn't have to shy away from it. Yeah, so I think it's in the right direction.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Yes. So currently we are at the Black Star Square, but this is the part where the Freedom and Justice, our building is. And yes. A lot of drumming going on. You feel the excitement of the people, embracing this year's festival. And yes, libation is being poured ahead of us. Just like they said earlier, at every vantage point, they will be pouring libation to gain permission from the gods and also the people in the township, so that they are aware, or they be in the known that they are ready. And Chale Wote Festival is going to take place this week. All right.
Tabia bag, by Quine Channel, O Jenya Quo, Kataman Suprema. Kumi by Econo, by Quamos, and woman Aqua by Kumi by Econo, by Econo, Sanquamis, then copy the Ado Clemeshi, Toronto, Emis, by Nadi by Econo, by Econo, Nadi by me Chanya Shui, me Chanyama, me Chanyo Shebra, me Chanyo Canyo, eh? Na gbẹ́kẹ̀ mi kò mẹ́jú wọ̀ kọ́nà fọ́sán ebe ń fẹ́ wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ náà kẹ́ káwọn náà tún jìyẹn fẹ́ yànjì wọ́n náà pu ẹ fi àbùrámá wọ́n náà yẹ sọmọ náà sáà wà wò káwọn bònyẹ gbẹ́kẹ̀ náà ṣì ní mílíọ̀nù ọ̀chọ́ ni lẹ́lẹ̀ nyàkútì ẹ̀ngùn ṣìṣì jí wọ́n jẹ́ àfi ẹ̀ǹṣì kẹ́jẹ̀ mọ́ṣí ẹ̀mí kẹ́bà ṣí oṣù ẹ̀mí kẹ́yìn alá kẹ́yìn atẹ́ṣí kẹ́tẹ́kẹ̀kẹ̀tẹ̀ mene ake Chale Wote Chale ba Wote bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ́ ìjẹ́jí Chale ba ní Wote lẹ́lẹ̀ mene ake kafu eba ma osu mene akpaye mama okeye gbẹ́kẹ̀rẹ́ kẹ́yà Chale nyanyo ba ní Wote nyemi nyanyo sinsuolo Inshieche, Inshienye, Bawote, one bankwan Chale, Koshe Brana Bafene, one Chawa Jemawajiabo, was Sabo, Nami Yamepua, ni me ni Kega Kusun, Kekbajano Tokesha Mowa, ni Gafe Ajemba, Wala Junafia, Amebia Wala, Amiwala, Abifo Bibi Ninye, ni Aminye Kusun Nemi, Onupa any Tony Agbajano to. Me think our president, our first lady. Now can't call it your suit and Mopiamo, like a job. Who are like a job. Now, Bafene was Sumone about the project. Make a Baba Chale week and ye be. Was Sumo make a Fanny Binesa can ye be. One top bullet, and like a tower Bejano too. Was Sumo July called to Chale. Was Sumo Mokaba de Kaka Mokobano, Jen no Maba, Abba, Nini a four, Kashole Mokamanoya. Incha Cribia Biabo. I can lend you Yabo, no more change, can jump Quentin pay. Min change ke jobu to apraka gbe ko ke je ko ko da dan to ke dan to agbe langba yan ta ko jon kan pa ni ngla mena shi ju ni maju na maju e fo fe ni baba le o se ya pa baba show mi shi twa no ma nya bla o gba
ole mato
Question. The guys too.
Dance
Square roundabout, and we're heading towards the Crescentbock Castle, Osu. Now let's get talking with some of the people. How are you doing? So this isn't your first time here at the procession, is it?
Yeah.
This is not your first time, or it is? Your first
at this procession.
What have you heard about this procession so much that makes you want to be part of it?
This so it's actually okay that here. It's fun. This is my first time for it to be here next year, and we went to performing Saturday.
Oh, you're performing. So the name is VK. Well, we have VK here who is definitely getting on stage and he's excited about this procession. Is this your first time? Will this be your first year experiencing Chale Festival on its?
I think this is my third time.
This is your
third time. Solid.
Well, thank you very much, and we are looking out for a wonderful performance. Okay. To the Crescentbock Castle right now, and it's been, a spiritual exercise here on this procession. At every intersection, libation is being poured, and then the Osu High Priest himself at the roundabout just made some libation and spoke with the God on this same procession and on this same festival. So it should tell you that the spirituality here is being seen as a huge thing and is being regarded and respected in its own right. Well, we are now heading towards where we started the procession to end it and officially open up this festival. Today is the first day and you're logged on the only channel to bring you the ultimate experience, that is Joy Prime. No, well, we can go if we are.
the song was recorded far back as 1974. You're enjoying yourselves. Veteran folk song icon, Na Amanua.
Mia jene na kenyo mabamie Mia jene na kenyo mabami Kaji mai gonyo na kenyo mabami Kaji mai chele na kenyo mabami Ochedi nyakupo Biaso biacho macho no na kanyo mobomi Mia jene na kanyo mobomi
And I hope you enjoy this street procession. I'm super excited because I saw places that I frequent, like, every single day. And yes, it's going to be a colorful week of art, of heritage, of culture. And it's coming via the Chale Wote Street Art Festival, the 13th annual Chale Wote Street Art Festival. It's going to be exciting. And then yours truly, I'm talking about Joy Prime, Hits FM, JoyNews, Joy FM, will be giving you constant updates every single day of this week from today, 21st to 27th of August. This week, it's going to be exciting. We're going to be bringing up so many beautiful art pieces, so many amazing artists, such beautiful music performances, whatever you can think about. If you've never been to the Chale Wote Street Festival before, join us. We're going to take you through it. No matter where you are in Ghana, we've got you covered. Thank you so much for your time. We're wrapping up, but stay with us on Joy Prime, on Hits FM, on Joy News, on Joy FM, also on our social media platforms. And then you're going to be updated every single bit of the way. Thank you so much for your time for joining us this afternoon. My name is Najelo Duao-Shedidoku. Yes, I'm proud Ghana. Yes, and I love the Chale Wote Street Art Festival. We're bringing you so much. A big thank you going out to IB, to Maya, for bringing us all the updates. A big shout out to everybody out there on the street enjoying the procession. Enjoy your evening. It's still the Chale Wote Street Art Festival. Be kind to yourself. Bye for now.
Ochedi nya Thank you.